Come on, let's see those hands up. Come on, come on. I was lost with a broken heart. You picked me up, now I'm set apart. From the ash I am born again. Forever safe in the Savior's hands. You were more than my words could say. I follow you for all my days. Fix my eyes, run away. Forever free and I'm dead.
Maybe not. Are you sure? All right. First off, I want to say thank you to all of those who provided a scholarship for some of these kids. A lot of them probably wouldn't have gotten to go if it wasn't for you guys, so that was extremely helpful. I also want to say thank you to all of the sponsors who allowed me to take the lead and take care of all the things that needed to be done, but I also really want to thank Angela and Kathy, who did a lot of the paperwork for me and got it situated and got it all filed and ready for me to take, and that just made it way easier for me. But as you can see, we had a great time. Had a lot of good food, learned about God, got closer to each other, and Just kind of want to let you all know, because sometimes you guys don't see it, but we have a good group of leaders in our youth group. One of these days, they're already working on it, stepping up and trying to take over, and I just think that is awesome, and so proud that I get to be a part of it, as I'm sure all the other sponsors are. So that's about really all I have to say, so I'll hand it over to whoever wants to go next. Which is nobody. Really, guys? Oh, as he's making his way up here, I also got the opportunity to go to Super Summer, which was my first time to ever go to Super Summer, and it was maybe a little bit better than Falls Creek. And I'm very prayerful that I get to go next year. So, are you ready? Yeah. You promise not to preach? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay.
Hello. I went to pretty much everything I could do this summer, and I went to Malawi. Then I got like 4 days, and then I went to Super Summer, and then the week after that I went to Falls Creek. So I was kind of busy, but so this year at Falls Creek, it was just another year at Falls Creek. Of course, I've been going ever since I was like, how old? 8 days old? Yeah. So it's been a long time, and so I'm like used to Falls Creek and stuff. But this year, it was different because I could tell that there was a lot more people here, and like it was a smaller group. We didn't have a youth pastor, but sponsors really stepped up, and a lot of youth did too. And so, what was I going to share? Yeah, one of the kids who came, his name was Thaddeus, but he goes by Danger. And Danger, yeah. And he came with Elijah Bernal, and like I think it was the Tuesday night or something, him and Elijah came and said that first Elijah said that he wanted to give his life to Christ, and then Danger said he was thinking about it because he wasn't quite sure. And so I think it was Chris came out and told, because me and Michael were doing something, and he came out and told us to like pray for Danger and stuff, Danger and Elijah, and that Danger would accept. And so of course we started praying, and then during the invitation that Wednesday night, it was a day after he said he was thinking about it. I was just praying for him and Elijah. And then I look up, and he's nudging Elijah, and I'm like, I looked down, and at first I thought they were just kind of having a conversation. And then you could tell by his face, he looked confused because Elijah kept saying no. And then I'm like, and so I leaned over to Danger, and I said, if you want to go down, I'll go down with you. And he said, that's what I've been trying to tell him. And so he walked down with me, and it was pretty powerful because I never got to walk down with anybody. Like, it was great that he would actually, like, listen to me and go down with me. Like, he trusted me that much. And that night, after, of course, all the sponsors talked to him, I talked to him some myself, and I just shared with him saying that God will have good plans for you and stuff. And that was a really powerful moment for me because I never really got to share with someone. Like, I don't have enough courage to just go out to someone I don't know and just start sharing the gospel. Like, that's not me, but it's something that God probably wants me to do. Like, in Africa, I did it, and so I think it's going to be a new start for me. And then we had one night where all the youth, it was a night where, I forgot his name. Oh man, I'm lost. Okay, well, Ryan Young, yes, that's who it was. I'm like, I couldn't think of his name, but he was teaching for us this whole week in our in-cabin Bible study, and he taught morning for the whole Falls Creek, and he just said that he was talking about leadership, and a few Wednesdays, I think it was before summer started, but I did I taught that Wednesday night, and one of the topics was leadership. And pretty much almost all the things he said was exactly what I put into what I was talking about. And so it just really hit me. And then after that, we just all started, like, he told us to all go pray for, like, go talk to a middle school or something and just pray for people. And there was many of us who just went around and prayed for everybody in the room. And it was just a powerful night, and yeah, that's all.
Come on, Ava. Now, don't forget, if you also went to Bounce or Super Summer, because Ava didn't go to Falls Creek, you also get a chance tonight to speak too, so just let y'all know.
Yeah, I'm going to speak about Super Summer because I didn't go to Falls Creek. I'm really sorry, and they hate me because of that. I'll go next year. I will. I really will. You guys just got to hold me to that, okay? So I'm just, while I was at Super Summer, for those of y'all who don't know, it's a leadership camp. And I guess when people hear that, they're kind of like, ooh, I can't be a leader. I don't want to go. But really, it's for anyone who's a believer in Christ. Like, because all of us are leaders, and when you go there, you get so close to God, and you get to be around with people who are Christians and who are going to high school just like you are. And it's really, I'm so thankful that I got to go. Paige forced me to go my first year. Like, I was in tears. I was like, it's the last day. I can't do it. But I'm so glad I went. And so I encourage you guys, if you have kids, like, make them go. Just, like, pack their bags. Don't, like, you force them to go. Like, they need to go. And you guys need to go. I'm not kidding. Okay. But, so here were a couple of things that just really spoke to me. Like, if the preacher would say them, I would just write them down. Or if the Lord was just telling me them, I would write them down. For me, it's not a matter of if God is real, but of if I will choose to follow and if I will give my whole heart to him. With that, I think a lot of times people, they ask for Christ to reveal himself to them so that they know he's real and that they can follow him. But really, it comes down to if you want to give up your life for Christ and people are just too scared. Same thing if, like, people are like, oh, Lord, just show me that you want me to do this and then I'll do it. When really the whole time he's been telling you that you need to do it. You know, and there's one song. It goes, it's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out with praise. And I love that because it's not our own. It's really Christ. It's God who's making us every day, every moment. Sorry. Sorry. Just with Paul. I'm sorry. I thought I could do this. Okay, and couple more things. If I truly do care about someone, why would I not share the gospel with them? We can never be perfect, so we should never hold ourselves to that standard of perfection. I think a lot of people who struggle with self-worth, like, you can never be perfect, so don't hold yourself up to that. Get real with God. I like that one because it's short and right to the point. Get real with God. If you're a good leader, people will follow you through a brick wall. That's like, man. And I feel like our youth group has so many leaders. And if you get intimate only when you're worshiping in a crowd, that will not carry you. I think a lot of times when people, like, they just go to Falls Creek for the worship or just go to Super Summer for the worship, that won't carry you if that's the only time that you get intimate with God. If you can't live for Christ, then there is no way that you would die for him. We got on the topic of, like, Columbine, like, all that stuff about how people will live their, like, they say, oh, yeah, I'd die for Christ any day. Yeah, if someone put a gun in my head, I'd totally live for Christ. I'd die for Christ. But yet, how can you die for Christ if you don't live for him? Love God, hate sin. That one was short to the point. If you have the mindset that you'll never get there, then you never will. In the face of terror, I will shout joy. In the face of terror, I will shout peace. Sorry. I just want to thank you guys for being the greatest church family. Y'all have taught me so much. You really have, and you've just, y'all have been leaders to me. And I thank you so much for that, and I'm going to be graduating next year. I just want to thank you guys for always being there for me and showing me what it's like to be a follower of Christ. And thank you for all the prayers and stuff with Paul. It really means a lot. And I want all of you guys going to Super Summer next year. I'm not kidding. I will go to your houses and like tie you up and toss you in the van. I'm not kidding.
All right, so there's a video that goes along with the bounce stuff that I brought back because it's a lot better promotion than I am. But this year was pretty interesting because we had the group come to Bartlesville, and it's pretty amazing to see the love of people coming from Texas to Oklahoma to work in the heat and humidity here. I mean, you know what I'm saying, because Texas and Oklahoma, we're always talking about each other, but these people truly came up and gave a week out of their summer to stay downtown in First Baptist Church, and we got there. You know, there's always things that don't go according to plan. We had to go in and take pictures of the rooms that we were going to be staying in because they were the older generation Sunday school rooms, and they were fairly particular about the way the rooms were set up, so they wanted them back exactly the way they were. So we just went in and took pictures of the rooms and moved everything out of the way so we could sleep on air mattresses there. And that was pretty interesting because all of my crew is like from Hobbs, New Mexico, and down south of Dallas, and they're all like, "You live here, why are you staying in the church?" And it's like, well, this is the way we're supposed to do it. We're supposed to think we're 400 miles away from home, and we're gonna stay here in this church, and we're gonna do this exactly like you all are. And I don't know, in the video it'll show they did roofs, did some flooring in a church in Oak Park. Built a handicap ramp all the way at the Washington-Tulsa County line, like east or west of Tri-County Baptist Church there. It was an awesome opportunity, and I'm really glad that our church participated by funding a project, and your Sunday school classes got together and prepared our lunch for a couple of crews that were working here. Approximately 25 people every day. We would come to the church and eat, and it's nice to be able to come into a cool building, cool off, have a meal before you have to go back out into the heat. And usually the week that I pick to do this is the hottest week of the summer, and I think it may ring true again. Last year I know it was killer hot. The kids that participate, I think it's a pretty big sacrifice to go and work during your break during the summer. The thing that I like about it is I like to teach, and as a young kid, not all of them have learned how to even read a tape measure, let alone run a circular saw or know how to run shingles on a roof or the order to tear stuff apart and put stuff back together on someone's house. So they're learning a skill with their hands that they may have never even had the opportunity to attempt before, and also worship, have a devotion, and evangelize in a neighborhood. So that's the real purpose, is to open the door in a neighborhood so that we can go and knock on doors and talk to people about Christ. Okay, so I don't have a big long speech to give about it, but the video shows, I believe, all of the different groups and kind of a short bit of the projects they were working on. We had Channel 6, Channel 8, both broadcast news. Lonnie got to talk to the camera, so that was good. All right. Thank you all for helping take care of us.
Thank you, bouncers, for letting the bounce staff work with you this week.
Hey bouncers, thanks for being fun to talk to and for being on mission this week.
Thank you, bouncers, for smiling, waving at the camera all week, playing dominoes with me, and just having fun. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Hey bouncers, thanks so much for eating all these snacks and for staying hydrated. Oh wait, this isn't water. For staying hydrated. And thanks for all your hard work.
We really appreciate all that you guys have done. I know the sacrifice that you've made. I just want to say I hope that you will come back to Bartlesville and review this again. And God's blessing upon you. Thank you guys.
We appreciate so much you all giving up your time from your summer when you could be doing all these really fun things and coming out here and working in the heat. We appreciate it and thank you so much.
Of our community and the members of First Baptist Church, want to say thank you. And in the words of Jesus, it's more blessed to give than it is to receive, and that is exactly what you all have been doing. I pray that God will give back to you many, many blessings because of the way you've blessed us. God bless you.
Hey bouncers, thanks so much for what you've done here in Bartlesville this week. I'm so proud of the work that you've done. You've done a great job at serving this community. It's been a great time being able to worship with you as well as seeing the work that you've done out there. Hey bouncers, I want you to know that one of my great hopes for you is that you will go home and you will live a life on mission. You know, I hope a mission trip doesn't become something for you that you think, well, I'm done with my mission work for the year because I've completed this trip, but that missions will be something that becomes a part of who you are, that you'll go home, that you'll live life on mission, that you'll meet needs that are all around you. Hey, guess what? Open your eyes. There's opportunities to be missional all around you, and that's my great hope for each and every one of you. Bouncers, we love you, and we thank you for all that you've done, and we hope to see you again next year.
Nobody else is going to talk?
Hi. This was my first year to go to Falls Creek as a sponsor. I've been a sponsor's kid, and I've been a student. I've been going since I was 2, since Jonathan was 8 days old. We've been going to Falls Creek, and it was just a really great experience when they asked me to go to Falls Creek. It wasn't anything formal. I walk in these doors, and Chris is standing up here. He goes, "Jordan, you going to Falls Creek?" I'm like, "I don't know, sure." And that's kind of how that went. But I was really excited, and I was really kind of nervous too, because it's like I'm only 18. I'm going as a sponsor, and some of these kids are 18. I was kind of nervous, like, are they gonna listen to me as a adult? I'm like, I don't really want to be an adult. It was all weird to me. But it was really a great experience to see how much God has done in these lives since last year at Falls Creek. I haven't really got to be part of the youth group or hang out with them much since last year at Falls Creek because of school and everything, but they've just grown so much as a group. These high school boys, let me tell you, they are ridiculous, but they're amazing leaders. And that was something that happened last year at Falls Creek. That was something that they stood up and they told all of us at Falls Creek, they're like, we're done being followers. We're going to stand up and we're going to be leaders. And they did. And that's amazing to me. So many people talk bad about Falls Creek because kids go and they go on this Camp High and they come back and they live their lives exactly how they were before. But I mean, I see those stories. I see those kids that do that. But I'm always the one that sees the kids that really get changed. And Falls Creek's just one of those things where my heart is always at, because our youth are a big part of life. And that was really amazing. I want to go next year. Hopefully I get to. It was just an amazing, amazing week. And I really hope that the youth learned more from me than just how to dance. So.
Hey, go Nemo. Hey. Okay. I watched that a lot. Well, this is my third year going, and then the first year I got saved. The second year I rededicated. This year I dedicate my life to missionary. And I've always loved to travel, like always. And I was like, why not just add God in there too? Like, it's not that hard. And besides that, I had really a lot of fun with all these people. The sponsors were great. I mean, I know I don't want to say the wrong thing. I know they're not like adults or anything, and you're like, oh, they're gonna just like slip them by, and like, I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry. I don't know. I just really had a lot of fun, and praising God was the most adored thing about it. Like, once you walk in that tabernacle, you get chills running up and down your spine. Like, you know you're about to have like the best time of your life. And I liked Ryan Young. Ryan Young kind of spoke to me, and the thing that got to me the most is talking to people about the gospel, like preaching about it, I guess, and like just talking to a bunch of people. Like, I think I'm gonna hit my school really hard this year, and well, I'm gonna try, and hopefully I'm gonna plant that seed in the dirt so it'll grow, and that's basically it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Super Summer. Yeah. Okay. This is my second year going to Super Summer, and I learned a lot last year, and I learned a lot this year. I know some of the youth are kind of getting tired of the Super Summer fam going on and on about Super Summer. So just for this, I'm gonna go on and on and on about Super Summer. Okay, so Super Summer's like really fun. Say you, John. Okay, so the first day you get there, you're pretty much like a college student. You get your own like key, and then you go to, you get your own dorm, and you dorm with someone in the church. Really cool. But you're barely even in your dorm, but it's whatever. Okay, okay. So they have schools for all of the grade levels at Super Summer, and they go by colors and themes, like red, blue, orange, yellow, green, silver. Did I get that? Okay, yeah, whatever. And like you get your age group, you go into that color, and I was blue this year. And in these schools, you have family groups, and in these family groups, you don't know anyone at all. You don't know anyone at all, which is like the best part, because you have to socialize. And I know that may be hard for some of the youth. But, so you hang out with all these family members, and you have two team leaders, which are sponsors pretty much, and they're your mom and your dad, okay? And then the rest of your family members are called your brothers and sisters, like a family. Get it? Family groups, okay? Yeah, you just you hang out with them, and you play games, and it's really fun and stuff. And at the end of the week, you're kind of crying because, you're you spend all of Super Summer with these people that you've never met. And then at the end of this, you're just I don't want to leave any of you, so it's really sad, depressing. Okay, what else? Oh, yeah, okay, during breakout sessions, there's fun rec stuff. Go play dodgeball, basketball. There's wall volleyball, but it really hurts when it bounces off the wall and hits you in the face. Anyway, and then there's chants, where it's pretty much like a rap battle against the schools, except with chants. And Blue won this year. Yeah. Okay. But if you're going to go to Super Summer, I wouldn't go for any of these reasons. Because that's what I did last year. And I wish I didn't. Because I wish I would have, prayed and prepared my heart. Because, oh my gosh. The impact of Jesus Christ on your heart at this camp is insane. And not only, Jesus Christ is impacting, but your family group and your church. Oh my gosh. A highlight of my week at Super Summer. Let's see. It was Thursday night, and people call it Tears Day night because everyone cries instead of Thursday. Okay. We were worshiping, and you have to be saved to go. Like Ava explained, it's a leadership camp. And so when they do altar call, it's not really to go get saved. It's to give up what's keeping you from telling others about Christ or being a leader in your youth group. And okay, this is weird. I like looking at people when they're worshiping. Anybody else do that? I do that a lot. I don't know why. I guess it just makes me happy. And so I was looking, and you have to sit with your family group every night. And I was looking around, and and my brother was supposed to be sitting next to me, but he wasn't there, and I was like, where'd he go? So I look around, and he is in the aisle, kneeling down with his hands up. And let me tell you something. I've never seen a boy cry that much in my entire life. And oh my gosh, but yeah, it's just crazy. I was talking to him. He had doubt issues that were keeping him from God, and oh my gosh, it's crazy because our preacher, James, what's his last name? Teeling, yeah. Okay, if there was, me and Chris talk about this all the time. If there was a Jack Black preacher, it'd be this dude, okay? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, he's a really good preacher, and we were talking, and he just said some really good points. One time he was talking about how, at Super Summer, you just open your eyes to things that were, not really, that you kind of pass over in the Bible. And he was talking about how in heaven the streets are made out of gold. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Because when I get to heaven, I'm going to be sitting on the sidewalk looking at this gold. That is so, I was like, yeah, okay. But, then he started thinking about it. It's today in earth, we don't look at the cement we're walking on and stuff. And so it kind of meant in heaven, gold is going to be so worthless because we're going to be in love with Jesus Christ so much that we don't care. We walk on that stuff. And so he was kind of explaining. He was like, so why not tell everyone you know? Why, give them this experience rather, putting them forever in hell? He was talking that, every second right now, people are going to hell. And it should keep you up at night that you could do something about it, but you just don't, which is dumb. And then, okay, so yeah, family groups, you do it right after Rayleigh. And my family group usually they're really awkward at first because you don't know anyone because of social skills. And it's just, but my family group this year was crazy. They were so outgoing, and they were crazy, but right after Rayleigh Chapel, sorry. They talked about God because it's people your age and sorry, John's distracting me. It's people your age and they just are in love with Christ so much. And if you have issues, you can just go to them and they'll tell you your issues and you just get through it like a family. And it is amazing. And I just love the impact. In our church, okay, not many of us went that year or this year. It was the boys, Jonathan and Michael, and then the girls, it was me and Ava and Bailey. But I got to know them a lot better this year. I already know Ava, but I got to know Bailey a lot. And Chris, oh my gosh, I didn't know Chris was this funny. And then Jonathan and Michael were, I got to know them. Okay, anyway. But yeah, they're this is really fun because, oh my gosh, it's crazy. But I may not get to go next year. I'll be in Orange School. because I'll be in Europe, maybe, possibly, during the 3 weeks. But I wish I would give up my 3rd year going for someone in the youth to go their 1st year. So if I don't go, can you please go for me? Just tell me all about it. That would be cool. And I hope all of you get to go because it's really, really awesome and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm talking about Super Summer, and this year, like years in the past, I went my first year, 7th grade year, and I was in red school, and I was the only guy in the whole youth group that went, and since then I was the last guy that went to Super Summer as the only guy in our youth group, and then so I've been like backing off because I didn't want to go as the only guy, like. I didn't want to share a room with someone I didn't know. And so this year Michael went, so I'm like, okay, I'll go. And then after this year, I'm like, I don't know why I did that because that week was just amazing. It was probably one of the best weeks I had in like a long time. And I really want to just say one thing about my family. Like they were probably like the closest knit family ever. And then one night, one of my sisters, Jordan got to meet her. She was saying that she wasn't feeling well and stuff, and then she said that she has Lyme's disease. And it like, right when she said that, I stopped, and then I'm like, hey, my sister has Lyme's disease too. And so we just started talking like that whole night. We just were talking about like all this stuff because we had that connection. And then so I told Jordan right away about her. And then she came to Falls Creek and got to meet with Jordan. And so it was really fun, and I loved it. So.
So just before we wrap it up, this is my first time to Falls Creek since I was a teenager at 13 years old. So this is first time in 30 years that I've been to Falls Creek. It's changed a lot. Everything, the sanctuary worship time is indoors in an air-conditioned room instead of out. Have any of you been to Falls Creek when it was outdoors? Yeah, a long time ago, hot with ceiling fans on. Oh, wow. What a difference that made. It's interesting. Every time I go to camp, and I haven't been actually to camp in about 4 years, it's interesting, the camp experience, I think what makes the difference is when you unplug from all the noise that's going around, sort of like we walk around every day with headphones on, playing loud music, loud distractions, loud sounds, just all the distractions of being busy, everything going on, commitments, obligations, all this noise going on. And camp, I think the great thing about camp is they force you. I mean, I was carrying around 4 or 5 cell phones with me because they had to turn them in. The kids couldn't have their cell phones. But when you take those headphones off for a week and say, this week the only thing I'm really focusing it on is God. What does God have to say to me? What does God have to share with me? God, I got nothing better to do. What do you want to say? What do you want to talk about? And it changes your life. It really does. So how do we as adults apply this same principle to us? How do we unplug? Take the headphones off. How do we take that time away from obligations and all that and say, God, I got a few minutes. I'm gonna dedicate time. I'm gonna set time aside and say, God, what do you have to say to me right now? How can I unplug for a little bit of time every day and say, God, what do you have to say to me? What do you want to talk about? What do you have to share with me? Maybe I can't get away for a week, but maybe I can take some time every day to listen, to just dedicate my life, dedicate my time to God and really connect with Him. So let me encourage you, not just the students. I know we come up here and we say, what did the students do? And I'm so glad that God impacted your life. But what this testimony is after going and doing this year after year after year is really, how do we apply this more than just the students once or twice a week, a year? How do we as adults also unplug and let God speak to us in our daily lives, ongoing? That's what I encourage the students too, is how do you guys not just make camp I connect with God once a year? How do I connect with God every day? Instead of making camp this big spike in your spiritual life and then back down to this valley until we have Disciple Now, and then it becomes a spike again, and then this, how do we flatline our spiritual lives so that it's not these giant mountains, but rather it just becomes this plateau, is that the word? Plateaus into this spiritual life that goes on and on and on as we have an ongoing relationship with God. That's just one of the things I connect. It was great to see. I think we had six kids come to Christ last week. Danger was awesome. I spent a lot of time with him. Some kids, when they accept Christ, you kind of walk away from that time of praying with them going, I heard you say it, but I just don't know. But man, Danger was going to the new believers class. He was reading his Bible. He was, every evening we had a time where we were, hey, does anyone want to quote a scripture that meant something to you today? Danger's like, hey, me, I want to do that. And he was reading the Bible every day we were there. So praise God for that. I really did see a transformation there. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Chris. Chris went to Super Summer. Chris went to Falls Creek. Not only that, he orchestrated, he led it, and did an awesome job. So let's give him a big hand. Thank you, Chris, for the hard work you did. Because truly he did. He really did an excellent job orchestrating and putting it together. I'll let you close this out unless you want me to.
Just want to echo, thank you, sponsors, for making these things possible. Church, for financing all the things that make all this stuff happen, from vehicles to paying for a cabin and all those many different things. You just can't do it without you. If we had to charge the kids for every little detail of expense of getting them to camp, nobody could afford to go. And so just appreciate everybody that makes that possible. And, you know, one thing that we had a big change this year that's been a big change for this church over the last, 20 years, and that's that we had a new cook at Falls Creek. And the Harrisons cooked for us, and if you see them, be sure and thank them. They did an outstanding job. Spoiled us all week. I literally gained about 8 pounds for the week, literally. I did. I never gained weight. And yeah, and that was playing basketball and running a 5K and all the things that went with that. I had no self-control, but I will confess that, and I'm losing it back now. But it was a great week. I do appreciate everybody's prayers. I don't know who invented youth share nights. They need to repent. But no, it was great. Thank you, young people that shared tonight, and Grace will have counseling sometime. But anyway, let's pray. We'll be dismissed. Father, thank you for this time together tonight, and just thank you for what you did in the lives of these young people. And God, for the testimonies that were shared and the excitement that they had. And Father, I just pray that you help them to take the things that they've learned, not let them just set as a memory of something that happened, but Father, let their lives grow upon it. Let them use it even now. And Father, as school begins here in just a few weeks, God, that they will be able to take those things right into their school and be the missionaries that you desire for them to be there. God, I pray for your blessing upon all the adults that help make this possible. And Father, I pray that you'll take all these seeds that were planted, let them bear fruit in these people's lives. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.